Welcome to Eternal Elements Learning Podcast brought to you by Tiasa Online. These podcasts are a part of the audio certificate programs on Tiasa Online. You're free to take these podcasts on your desired portal also, should you only wish to learn on the go. Thank you so much for engaging on these podcasts, and you can connect with the author on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Hi, this is Niket Karajagi from Eternal Elements, brought to you by Tiasa Online. We talked about globalization, and I said in my earlier podcast that globalization is here to stay. What happens when we globalize? When we globalize, competition increases, but the magnitude of wealth that gets created is fascinating. Look at football. There are so many tournaments that happen. There are these World Cups that happen. As far as cricket is concerned, there is a fascinating game that is watched by so many countries. Now, what happens here? The teams are competing, and therefore, because of this competition, you get absolute quality stuff to watch. And you are willing to pay for this quality stuff. And because you're willing to pay for this quality stuff, you are actually spending a lot of money, and this money is being transacted at an international level. God alone knows how many organizations and support systems exist to support these games. If you were to look at the movie business, whether it's Hollywood, it's Bollywood, or any other movie from any other country for sure, if you look at it, the exchange of content of movies that happens across the national borders is so amazing. The amount of revenue that gets generated is so amazing that international business is definitely a must for any organization. Professionals in this century should look forward to inculcating the competencies required to become business managers who can operate at an international level. So what is international business? International business consists of all commercial transactions between multiple nations that are happening. Even if there are two countries involved, it is an international business. With the advent of e-commerce, what has happened is the facilitation of trade across nations has become so easy that international business is actually growing leaps and bounds because of technology. Communication technologies, internet, it has completely transformed the way international business happens. So what is the goal of international business? The goal of international business is to make profits. If you want to build a profitable organization, the only way out today is create an organization which is a global organization. Because consumers want to consume global products. They are not interested anymore in local products. And even if they want their local products, they want those local products to come up to global standards. Governments may not be interested in profit, but governments are definitely interested in the national economy. Imports and exports both are important because imports and export both are dependent. We shall discuss as we move into the journey. Only export is not a great thing for a country, because if you're only exporting and if other countries are not getting a benefit from your end, they are not going to trade with you. Why is it important to understand the dynamics of international business? Because almost all major products and services today, directly or indirectly, compete in a global environment. Supply chains are being configured for global environments. It's important to source resources from countries where they are specialized, skilled, and inexpensive. Therefore, it helps managers to take decisions on resources. Also, it's important to understand international business because every country has its own specific culture, and failures can happen because of not understanding the cultures. It's also important to know international business because as an entrepreneur or as a professional, your tomorrow's career depends upon your understanding of international business. It's also important to understand international business because we have to study the environment in which we operate. And when we have to study the external environment in which we operate, we know what best decisions can be taken. Important to understand what are the factors that have led to increase in globalization. The first factor is technology. Because of technology, it has increased capacities. It's not only increased capacities, but it's allowing you to communicate well. It's allowing you to move your products and services faster, better. It's improved quality over a period of time. So if the first factor is technology, the second factor is liberalization of the cross-border business. Governments are liberalizing for sure because the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank want countries to really liberalize so that the economies can develop. There are a whole lot of services that are supporting international business and they are growing. These can be consulting services, these can be value-adding services, they can be any sorts of services. But today, a lot of people are focusing on services which can enable international business. Consumers are becoming more and more aware. And because consumers are becoming more and more aware, they want better products. And because they want better products, governments can no longer restrict the imports. The governments, while they will export the best of their products, they will also have to import the best of the products. There is an increase in global competition, and because there is an increase in global competition, what's happening is that multiple companies, international companies, playing together, competing with each other in markets is ensuring a wider variety. And there are also a lot of changes in the environment in which we are operating. We are operating in volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment, and therefore governments are also becoming very proactive. Political ideologies are changing. While that's happening, there are a lot of trade agreements that are coming through. There are free trade zones, free trade areas, free trade agreements. There are regional agreements. If all this is happening, then obviously the globalization is going to increase as the day pass for sure. So get ready, get focused. It's important to learn international business. In the subsequent podcasts, we will go into all these aspects and learn how to become successful in the international market. This is Niket Karajagi signing off from Eternal Elements. Season 8, we're talking about international business. Stay connected. I'll see you in the next podcast.